Good afternoon. I'm Adam Alexander. Our 2024 season preview show is coming up. First, some sad news to report today. NASCAR Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough has died. William Caleb Yarborough, known to all simply as Cale. He came onto the NASCAR scene in the height of its golden era. While the fame and success in the highest form of stock car racing came later, Cale's roots stood strong in the small town of Timminsville, South Carolina, an earshot from the famed Darlington Raceway. The 1970s was Cale's time to shine. In that decade alone, Yarborough would win 52 races and become the first driver to win 3 consecutive NASCAR championships in 1976, 77, and 78. A 4-time Daytona 500 champion, 5-time Southern 500 winner. He sits tied for 6th on the all-time wins list in NASCAR history. A beloved personality, Cale was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2012 and named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers. In a season where we celebrated NASCAR's 75-year history, Cale Yarborough will forever be a pivotal piece of NASCAR's rise. Condolences to his family, his wife Betty Jo, and daughters Julie, Kelly, and BJ. Cale Yarborough was 84 years old.
It's all about touchdowns, defensive stands, and hard hits. Now listen, I know a thing or two about those. But it's about time we toss the pigskin and wrap those injuries.
Start of another great year. It's going to be a wild one.
Just like the gridiron, you can expect heart-stopping, beating, and banging.
Jim got this line here.
Things heating up.
As drivers trade paint and burn it down. Emotions will redline like a final 2-minute drive. Game on the line. Chase Elliott aims for a comeback. Team Penske eyes a championship three-peat, and the Great American Race on Fox is up for grabs. All while Kevin Harvick trades his helmet for a mic alongside Mike Joy and Clint Boyer. Now go along and catch the 2024 NASCAR season on Fox.
My goal for 2024 is to get Bradshaw to a racetrack. Thank you so much, Terry, as we kick off this New Year's Eve celebration. Of course, it's a football Sunday as well. We're going to talk all about the 2024 NASCAR season because, of course, the 2023 season is long behind us. Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Spake. Welcome to this very special Race Hub 2024 preview show. As you can see, we have a full house filled to the brim. We got America's crew chief, 2-time Daytona 500 winning crew chief Larry McReynolds, of course, the voice of NASCAR on Fox, starting his 24th season. Mike Joy, you're going to hear him every weekend, along with, of course, Clint Boyer, who's already looking to his right because we're going to introduce him. Clint Boyer, a 10-time Cup Series winner and the newest member of the NASCAR on Fox family. Of course, Daytona 500 winner, Cup Series champion. The resume is way too long to list right now. Kevin Harvick, and I know Kevin Harvick fans watching here today, watching all season long, can't wait for the next chapter in your incredible career.
Harvick is not a guy you want to mess with. He raced me like a clown all day. I'm ready to rip somebody's freaking head off. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Cup champion. What a year.
Chicken move that he did there. Here he comes.
Yeah, boy.
A little less dangerous between these two guys, but probably just as chaotic this season. I know. Listen, we've all you got now, Kevin. That's it. That's it.
Well, I'm looking forward to the chaos. I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a good time. I'm excited to trade my helmet in and get right to work really quick as we go to the Clash and get this season started at the Daytona 500. So I'm looking forward to that. But what I'm really looking forward to, what is the story going to be this year? I think for me, I think one of the first things that I'm looking for is, can Denny Hamlin win that championship this year, and will he make it happen?
Well, we're really looking forward to having you to balance Clint Boyer, and I'll just leave that one there for right now. However, Kyle Busch, when Kyle came to RCR, that really lit that place on fire. They came out of the box and they were really on it, and now he's got to do it again. can he? How many races can Kyle Busch win for RCR and Chevrolet this year? And can he kick it off right at Daytona?
You've got the best seat, too, because I love hearing drivers who have just made the leap into the booth. Jeff Gordon did it at one point. Watch the Daytona 500 from that vantage point for the very first time, and you've got the best seat for that with Kevin. I know your notes. I don't see any notes, Mr. McReynolds, but what's at the top of your list for 2024?
Well, just for the record, I started working on my notes about the time the Phoenix race ended back in November. But the competition we've got right now, no one has just got a stranglehold on the sport. You go back to last year, we had 15 different winners. We had 8 different winners in the 10 playoff races. And here's one I'm even watching closer. We've got all these drivers, 8 of them, active drivers in 2024 that won in 22 that went winless last year, including our most popular driver, the 2020 champion Chase Elliott. Can he get back to victory lane after winning 5 races in 2022?
I cannot believe you guys are leaving the best for last. Ryan Blaney, last year's champion. This boy made a name for himself. I think he rides that wave right into the future, 2024.
We saved the best for last with just you going last on what you were looking for.
You leave that on the table, Kevin? Boy, I can't wait for this.
Welcome to television.
I was used to the cars. He was always behind me. So.
Oh, this is getting good already. Every season there are moving parts. This year's no exception. Here's a look at some of the quick storylines from this upcoming season.
The 2024 Cup Series season has been a wild one, so let's connect the dots to catch up on all the changes. Hall of Famer Tony Stewart looks to replace 2 SHR veterans. The closer Kevin Harvick calls it 10-42, ending his historic career. Josh Berry moves up from the Xfinity Series to take the reins of the legendary Ford. Put out a bolo on the number 14. They might surprise you. Eric Almirola steps away from racing full-time, leaving the number 10 car open for Noah Gragson. The 2022 truck champion Zane Smith signed a new deal with Trackhouse Racing, but will drive the number 71 car for Spire Motorsports in 2024. Rising star Carson Hocevar will pilot the number 77 after competing for a Truck Series title last year. Justin Haley said goodbye to Bollig Racing, signing a multi-year deal with Rick Ware Racing. Replacing Haley at Kaulig, 2021 Xfinity champion Daniel Hemrick. AJ Allmendinger also steps out of the number 16 car to go full-time racing in the Xfinity Series, opening up the car for a host of different drivers. John Hunter Nemechek makes his return to the Cup Series with Legacy Motor Club in the number 42 Chevy. What's that? Oh yeah, the 7-time championship owners Jimmy Johnson and the King Richard Petty change lanes as Legacy Motor Club joins the Toyota stable. Speaking of Jimmy Johnson, he is back in the number 84 car on a part-time schedule. Even with all the shakeup, 2024 is looking to be a year you won't forget.
I was going to say that it's such a big loss losing a champion like you on the course, of course, but we got Jimmy Johnson coming back, so many new things. But I will say, I think Josh Berry, when you look at the move that he has to make, the shoes he has to fill, what's that like for a young guy having to step into such a huge role at Stewart-Haas?
Well, I appreciate you guys giving me the easy question first while I'm going first with Josh Berry. But the thing that I can tell you about Josh is he's a little bit older. He's a little bit more mature. He's going into a team that's obviously established with Rodney and everybody on the 4 car. But he's also got that experience that he had in the 9 car and in some of the fill-in roles that he's had. So he kind of has a clue as to what to expect. And he's been in 3-4 races before the season has started working with Rodney, running his late model. So I think it's important for them to finish races as they get started.
For me, stay right there in that camp. Noah Gragson getting in this 10 car, new opportunity. This kid's polarizing. I mean, we saw him in fights with a highlight reel at the start of this show. You never know what to expect with him. But speaking of shoes to fill, he's got to step up in a big way, and this is an awesome opportunity for him.
Yeah, one thing that the NFL guys do not have on Sunday, 7-time champions. We've got 2 of those with Richard Petty and, of course, Jimmy Johnson, and big changes happening over there. What do you expect to see out of that team, Mike?
Well, John Hunter Nemechek. Mark Martin is the best second chance story in the history of NASCAR, arguably the best driver to never win a championship. Here is John Hunter Nemechek's second chance at a good full-time ride in the Cup Series, his second and maybe his best chance to become a star in this sport.
I can't wait to see the rookies because I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a really, really good rookie battle.
It's been a long time. If you look back last year, for the most part, Ty Gibbs over at Joe Gibbs Racing, he was the only rookie we had in the Cup Series. But we talked about Josh Berry going in the 4-car. We talk about Spire Motorsports with Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar. I think this could be a fun group to watch. People say, what's your expectations for a rookie? Run all the laps, then the scoreboard will take care of itself in the beginning.
Do we get a yellow stripe for Kevin up in the booth too? I mean, technically he's a rookie, right?
Well, he already said the thing he likes about Josh is that he's old, so that should be easy to fill. Imagine that. But I like this rookie class. How about this? They're in the same equipment. I mean, you want to talk about a battle. Having that same battle within, that is going to be a competition, not only on Sunday, but Monday morning meetings as well.
Yeah, and I think that the hardest thing about the rookies with this particular car is keeping it straight, not wrecking the car, because it's really, as you go through the races, finishing the races is key, Larry, like you say, but it's hard to do.
Well, it's hard to do when you have that yellow stripe on the back of it. Something about that stripe always,
they use you up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Finish races, right? That's what you said. Bring the equipment home, run all the laps.
If you run all the laps, the scoreboard will take care of itself.
Right.
But that's easier said than done sometimes, right? When you're a rookie, we know you've got to get it done, and you got to get it done right away. So what's your advice on doing what he said?
Well, I think it's paying attention to the details. I think a lot of times the rookies can just overthink everything that they're doing, and then they forget how to restart. They forget how to go down pit road. They forget how to get in their pit stall. Do the little things right. Let the rest of it take care of itself and learn as you go. But if you do the little things right, you're going to finish those races.
The talent pool in NASCAR is broader than it's ever been. It's going to be very hard for any one of these young drivers to stand out.
As a rookie, take what the car will give you. Take the finish it's going to give you on that given day.
And let's not forget, we've got a brand new champion going into 2024, defending that title. Of course, that's Ryan Blaney. We're just getting started here on this very special 2024 preview show. There is a lot to get to. Here is what's still to come.
We're just getting started on this special edition of NASCAR Race Hub. NASCAR starts its year with two of the biggest races of the season. The third edition of the Clash at the Coliseum kicks it off, followed by the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Our very own Adam Alexander sits down with Rowdy himself, Kyle Busch, as we find out how Kyle now relates to the younger drivers in the garage. Or does he? Denny Hamlin and Michael Waltrip talk about the expectations for 2311 racing heading into 2024 and how Denny balances life between being a driver and an owner. Josh Sims caught up with the newly minted NASCAR champion Ryan Blaney to discuss just how special it is to be part of NASCAR history and what it means for the captain, Roger Penske. All that and more is just around the turn.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome to Paris, home of French bread, wine, and now the Olympics. Ah, Paris.